All right, before we head to the finish line, a quick update to a story that we covered back in WrestleMania season. And the only reason we're going to cover it is because we did 2 parts on it then, and we got to get, I would hope to be the finale now, because if it's the finale went out in an epic conclusion. So you know more about it than me. I saw the first tweet about it. It's the Gisele Shaw, Rick Steiner, WrestleCon, just debacle and controversy and whatever you want to call it. Public statements, public apologies, whatever went on. I had heard some stuff that was done outside of what was talked about in public. I don't even know if that had ever been revealed in public, but I shared with you what I'd heard. But it exploded this week in a way that I actually missed. So I'm eager to hear from you what you saw. So you tell me what's been going on.
So, yeah, I follow WrestleCon on Twitter because I've attended several WrestleCons and I'm friendly with Michael, hell of a nice guy. And I noticed the first tweet, and I'm looking now. I think they took it down. I don't think it's up anymore. I'm trying to find it, and I don't think it's up. So, they put up a tweet that said, somebody, I don't know who the people are, but somebody was bringing the Steiner brothers to WrestleCon.
It was the absolute shits, Tony Hunter Productions. Sorry, I'll just editorial post on that.
I don't know who Tony Hunter is, but okay. So he was bringing
editorial.
Okay, that's the opinions here are the Chadsters and not the Queens. So they had a picture of the Steiner brothers, and they were coming to WrestleCon. Now, 3 months ago, at the last WrestleCon in California, we were notified. We meaning the fans, because I wasn't there. I'm a fan looking in on this one. That Rick Steiner and Gisele had that altercation. Rick was removed from WrestleCon, and he was banned from all WrestleCon events going forward. That was what was said at that time. Now, the ban has been lifted, and Rick and Scott are now signing at WrestleCon. So I see this tweet, so I'm like, interesting, right? Well, there were over 600 responses to that tweet. Most of them negative, wrecking Michael. There were some positive because, some people believe in freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want. They're fans of Rick. They were excited to meet him. Most of the people in this thread were pissed off. They didn't feel safe coming to WrestleCon. They are banning WrestleCon events going forward. Michael is a coward. Michael is caving, blah, blah, blah. All, back and forth with these comments. So I'm reading and I was just like, wow, crazy, right? So much backlash that he goes and does the next tweet. I don't know if it took 1 or 2 days, but he makes this big, statement, and he pulls Rick. Now Rick is no longer welcome at WrestleCon. Again, negative comments on this one from the other side, saying that Rick has caved. Rick has gone, Michael's caved. Michael's gone woke. He's leaning towards the 6% that don't, want Rick Steiner to be there. And it's like, to me, you can't win on either side. He got almost 600 responses on that tweet too. It was crazy. The people came out in droves. You either supported Rick or you hate Rick, one or the other. But it was kind of with the 2 tweets, it kind of balanced out. People were outraged that he was coming, and then people were outraged that he was removed again. So, how do you win at this stage? The best thing that could have happened is that he was never booked in the first place, and everything would have been, the way to go. But now people that are in support of Gisele say they're banning the event. And now people that are in support of Rick Steiner are banning the event. So it's interesting. And plus, people are saying this came too late. This should have never happened. I'm still banning WrestleCon.
Maybe I could shed a little context with my editorial comments. Now, the guy who would be bringing him in, Tony Hunter, does supply a lot of talent to WrestleCon at both now this SummerSlam event and the WrestleMania event. There could have been a leverage play saying, I'm not bringing X, Y, and Z talent to this event unless you bring all of my players to the event. That could have been one of the plays that was made, thus pushing the envelope of, well, they both got to be there. If you want Scott, you need Rick. That could have been what happened. That's me speculating and knowing that side of the business and knowing the absolute human garbage that the guy who's booking them is, working with Michael and WrestleCon. So that's, again, my take, having dealt with him and having had some very, very poor experiences with him. So, but that's a deal you have, because I mean, he books Lex Luger, he books Ron Simmons, he books he's got Ricky Steamboat. I mean, he's got so many guys under his umbrella that he could say, hey, I'm not bringing that whole crew unless you take both Rick and Scott.
Understood. I get it.
And you know how that goes. That it could be a whole, if you want one, you get them all.
Yeah. It's tricky. Because he did say banned from all future WrestleCons. And then it's like, okay, 3 months later, he's back. He said something about Rick apologizing to like the staff, and he offered an apology to Gisele as well, but she didn't want to accept it.
Right. I hadn't heard that anywhere.
It's in the tweet.
Yeah, no, I saw the tweet, but I'm saying I hadn't heard that anywhere.
Oh, I didn't either.
Yeah.
It was supposedly behind closed doors. I don't know. I like Michael. He's always been a stand-up guy to me. I have nothing bad to say about him. I enjoy WrestleCon. This is a touchy situation. It's really going to be interesting to see how many people attend, because I know the internet only makes up a small percent of the population that attend these shows, but for all the tweets that are saying I'm banning WrestleCon, like, how many people were really going to be? Yeah, like I don't know. You don't know, but I'm curious to see the turnout for this.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, I want to see who's.
It's SummerSlam too. It's not WrestleMania. It's
it's SummerSlam. Yeah, it's a SummerSlam based WrestleCon. But the tweets, it was kind of like even for both sides. Like, people are coming out in support of Rick now. And it's just, wow. It's a lot. It's a lot. Michael's head must be just exploding,
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry to cut you off, but the apology part, we had never heard that came out. He apologized to apparently the Impact locker room or something to that ilk that they had said in the first tweet. But again, the thing that I had heard, that what originally had kind of started this whole rigmarole and the original like launching pad for this whole fiasco, the true story about that apparently has not come out either. So,
yeah,
this whole thing really never needed to happen. This was all, if the true story that I heard is true, this whole situation literally never had to happen. Steiner never needed to be involved. Gisele never needed to have any of this negative stuff brought to her and have any of the, just the absolute, terrible stuff being said. Yeah. None of that ever should happen. Michael, WrestleCon never should have been affected. Nobody be banning anybody.
Crazy.
If the true story that I heard from the first moment it was said, none of this should happen.
Well, you can't say that because you're not sharing the true story with anyone. So you're going to leave fans pissed off right now. So shut up. We're not talking about the story.
I could say it if you want. I mean, at this point, I don't care. I don't even remember who told me at this point. I heard it so many months ago.
Share it.
From what I heard, Rick Steiner said whatever his comments were at a table at a bar, and somebody from the Impact locker room heard it, told Gisele, and then the next day at WrestleCon, Gisele went by Steiner's table and kind of stared him down, thus leading to this nutty situation we're in now.
So you're saying that you heard that she started it?
No, well, I'm not saying she started it, but what I'm saying I heard.
You're saying she started the altercation at WrestleCon by staring him down. He didn't say anything to provoke her stares?
I think that once she stared him down, that's when his comments were then elevated and what he said at WrestleCon was said. So that's what I'm saying. There's no real. From what I was told.
We don't know if that's true.
This is what I was told right after it happened. I was told the weekend it happened that is what it was. He was overheard saying something in a bar by somebody at Impact. They went back and told Gisele. Gisele went by the Steiner table at WrestleCon, kind of gave him a dirty look. That he didn't like that. He started saying something, and then here we are today. So again, if that's the true story, none of this should have happened. So if somebody did hear that and went back and was a tattletale or was trying to, first of all, overhearing a conversation, keep your ears shut. Like, what are you listening to people talking for?
Because people are newsy. You know that.
Yeah. So, but whatever. Again, I have no dog in the fight. This should never have happened.
I don't either. And I just feel bad for all involved. And I just wish it would get resolved.